Hey, phony homies, it's week 9, and today we discuss injuries, this past week's big plays, waiver wire, who to add, who to drop, trades, and so much more. Are you ready? Let's go. And welcome to another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guy Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Campos, and alongside me is the greatest co-host of all time, none other than Dustin Diaz Lingerman. Except
What up, man?
for that. I just woke up the whole house. My girl's gonna walk down these stairs and beat my ass right now. Is this gonna happen?
Well, shoot. Should have told her we're going live. We're going live.
Fuck it, we're going live.
Okay, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Like you're on the right side? I know you're particular.
It's kind of weird, but I'm cool with it. Fuck it. I'm not a diva. Get out of here. There it is, just like that.
Anyways, man, long time no see.
No, man. It's been a while.
I mean, I was really kind of disappointed because last week I went on my. We'll get into it, but anyways.
Yeah, go ahead. No, tell the people what happened last week.
Okay, well, last week I was 4-0. I beat everyone. I beat all your asses. So I was pretty excited, and I wanted to really talk a lot of trash to my uncles, because I just like talking trash. Anywho, it was good, but this week was pretty good too. 2-2.
Beat me last week. That's what happened. That's not bear the lead here.
Huh? I beat everyone's ass. I just beat everyone's ass.
Me. You played me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did beat. Oh, and I beat you and your brother like back to back. I forgot about that.
Fuck, you beat up the combo.
Wait, was that last week in like my main league? Was it last week? Sorry, bro. They all blur together after a while. No, it was Mustache Ride. It was Brian. I beat his ass, so that was cool. But yeah, no, I'm in your family league, which I think they're gonna adopt me soon. I beat you, or I beat your brother first, and then you tried, and then I beat your ass. It was great. Forgot about that.
You did. You whooped our asses. It's fucked up. But we do play again. I'll see you there, and my job will be to restore the pride and the my family name.
I got Puka Nakua back, so
yeah, I think you won naming my firstborn so far, so I have to win that back, that honor.
Well, I think Ray Campos is gonna have a great life.
Ray Campos. I actually have a nephew named Ray, so
Ray
Campos. Yeah, Ray. Literally Ray. Yeah,
I love it.
All right, yeah, let's pay some bills. Let's remind the people, everyone out there, if you want to follow us on Twitter, DL, where can the phony homies do that?
Tweet FFG.
Pretty simple, pretty easy, not too difficult. And if you'd like to ask us questions, you have start sit questions, marital advice, I don't know, you want to know where to invest some of that money you made this past Friday, DL, what is the hashtag you can use?
Or if you want to go thrifting in Winston-Salem, you can hit me up or hit us up and use that hashtag AskUsFFG.
Pretty simple, pretty easy. DL, let's continue on. What is the email people can use if people want to send questions over via email? Where can they send it?
Well, our marketing team is very smart, and you can email us at askusffg@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm so sultry. Your voice was sultry on that one. I love it.
I practice.
Lastly, folks, if you want to leave us a voicemail, call us directly live on the air. Honestly, you can call right now. Our phone's right here.
Lines are open, folks.
Lines are open. What is the phone number people can call?
Cool. Area code 708-655-4508. And that's a 24-hour line. No. I think I've lost it. I think ever since, remember back in the day, you had like the piece of paper that you wrote everyone's number down.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then you just memorized them after a while. Like because of caller ID, because of smartphones, made me dumber. Like beepers? I know my phone number. Huh?
Did you have a beeper? Did you get one?
Damn right. 143, baby. I love you. 911. Yeah, dude. My favorite, and that was the best, dude, because my favorite thing was like, if I didn't want to come home and my mom was beeping me, I'm like, Mom, it's not my fault. I couldn't find a phone. What do you want me to do? You want me to go in a dangerous neighborhood? I don't have change. It was awesome.
Was it,
nowadays
607? Remember that one?
Was that Oh, is that where you're like, come pick me up? And you hung up?
It was like I miss you. 607 was I miss you.
Oh,
No,
I
the
didn't
pick
know
me
that
up.
one.
Yeah. What's the other one?
I know 143 911, which duh, but
Yeah,
that was about it.
823.
I didn't really get that deep. You got deep, and I'm older than you.
Okay, what about 666? That's the only other one I knew.
The devil?
Yeah, I hate you.
Ooh, didn't know
No.
that one. No, bro.
Oh damn.
Like,
Okay.
wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed,
Thank you.
dude.
Thank you. Thank you. My cousins had a lot of beepers, and then I got one of theirs, and it kind of like faded out. Like that one year I got it, so it was what it was.
You're like, I
Uh,
finally got it, guys. Hit me up. Like, well, we got cell phones, and you're lame.
of my oldest cousin. Yeah, it was all beat up, but I used it. It was awesome. It was freaking
You're,
awesome.
you're probably the coolest kid in like 5th grade.
Yeah, it was something like that. 5th grade, probably 4th grade. Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Wow, I'm old. Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
my friend,
Wee,
we are old. Anyway,
wee.
DL, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and
Smash.
that notification button. That way you know when we go live. I just got a
Yeah.
notification that we went live. My girl
So did I.
upstairs just kicked her foot on the floor to let me know you're live. Oh my god, you're live. She gets so
Yeah.
excited. She made a sign for us and everything, but I'm like,
What? She made a sign? That's awesome, dude. That's pretty
yeah,
badass.
it says I'm with stupid, and it's you pointing at me. So,
I want to see it. I want to
yeah,
see it.
yeah, is
Nah.
what it is.
Okay. Well,
Is what it is.
shit, man.
Yeah,
How was it? Let's take a look back at our weeks. How'd you do, brother?
dude, I only won in 2 leagues. That's it, and I lost in the
Out
other
of
6.
7? 2 out of 7?
Yeah. Oh, the other 5. Yeah, the other 5. Yeah. hmm
Oh,
Crazy.
man.
It was a bad week, but I won in the leagues that I needed to win, like, or I was out. So
Okay. Let me ask you this. Was it because, like, your team just, like, shit the bed, or was it, like, you just went up against other people that,
no,
like, they blew up too,
no.
but they blew up
Well, why?
harder,
As
like
in
your
why I needed
toilet?
to win, or as in stupid, or as in why I won, or what are you asking?
Like, why only 2 wins? Like, out of the
Oh,
other 5, like, what happened? Was it
yeah.
just you didn't pick the right guy, or you didn't set
Uh,
your roster in time, or you just went up against some really good
sure.
teams?
Sure, I co-manage a team, and in that league, we got destroyed by my buddy Mark, who always comments.
Mm.
That's a team I co-manage with Tim. I know people don't care about our teams, but the long and the short of it is, I got destroyed in a lot of leagues, or I lost by at least 10. So to me, that's like getting blown out. So
Not too
I
bad.
I left a win out on the table in at least in one league where I could have started some guys that I left on the bench, but. Some of my issues sometimes in fantasy, and I know I always tell the people, we always tell the people, DL, not to overtinker. I have overtinkered the
Mm.
shit out of a few leagues just because I'm looking at it and I'm constantly changing it up. For example, in my home league that I have with my buddies from high school and middle school, dude, I have made like 13 trades or some shit, or 10 trades, somewhere in that range. It's insane.
Damn, bro. Holy
Yeah,
shit balls. You
something
gave up I think you gave up some real estate probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But
Mm.
I feel like I've also won some deals. I, I mean, I could ask you about the deal I just made 10 minutes ago, if you'd like. See
Yeah.
what you think.
Let's set it up.
All right. Let's be quick. I gave up Deontay Johnson, who just became a
A
Baltimore
Raven.
Raven.
Yep.
Yep. I gave up Deontay Johnson. I gave up Jerry Judy, who's probably the number 2 in Cleveland because it looks
Uh,
like Cedric Tillman took his job, so as the number 1.
exactly. That's
And
not
then
okay.
I gave
What'd you
up
get?
Tyrone Tracy, those 3 guys
Ooh.
who just
Oh.
had a big game. We'll talk about
Monster
that in a
game.
moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he might be concussed, so he might be out a week. I don't know.
I had him on my bench in one of my leagues, and I coulda him and,
Mhm.
who else? It was, Kate Otten. Okay, anyways,
Mm.
so what'd you get?
Who we hyped up? We've hyped up Kate Otten.
Mhm.
I got Najee Harris and Mark Andrews. Najee on a bye. I know.
Ooh.
I paid a lot. I
Oh,
know.
brother. I mean,
I
Mark
know.
Andrews, he's on a comeback tour. It's not
Mhm.
bad, but
Mhm.
Najee? Were you just
Yeah.
trashing Najee?
I was
Yeah.
trashing Najee. I was trashing Najee. I will be the leader of that bus,
Are you
but
just desperate for a running back? Like, is
no,
it that
no,
bad? You just
no. Those 2 receivers, Deontay and Jared Judy, were on my bench.
Deontay, I would probably well, yeah, I
They're literally
guess. I
bench guys
mean,
for me.
fuck
They're
it.
not starters. So,
Honestly, I
and in a
started
vacuum, it looks bad. I know. In a vacuum, it's like, dang, you overpaid. I think, but
you did.
when you look at it, yeah, I gave up a
Eh,
buck 50 for a dollar, but this dollar that I got is an old dollar. It's like shinier dollar. It's newer. I know it sounds dumb, but I
little
feel like I got
crispy,
a starter.
little
Yeah,
crispy
a little
dollar.
crispy. Yeah, it was Ronald
I
Reagan's
mean,
dollar or
Jerry
something.
Judy was. I mean, I would be shocked if he gets started, really, honestly,
Yeah.
unless you're on a
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know why you would start him. So really it was pretty straight up trade.
Yeah.
Um Mark
Again, bench
Andrews,
guys. So.
yeah, I mean, Deontay Johnson, that's just kind of like you're hoping he does well, but so far like Zay Flowers has been him. Like there's
Mhm.
I started Rashad Bateman because I was like, oh, like all right, he had a pretty decent game. I'll throw him my flex. Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. He just lost his gig too. Whatever he was going to do, good luck.
It
Deontay
is
Johnson just
gone.
took your gig. Yeah.
I give it a solid like C plus because I think you have a lot of upside. Because if Mark Andrews is back to form, bro,
Might be. He
you got
might
a
be.
top tight end right there. Okay,
There was it was what was it, tight end weekend this past weekend? It was
yeah,
insane.
and
Tight
they
ends
all
were
fucking
eating.
blew up. It was nuts.
Dude,
It
insane.
was
Hopefully this
weird.
Deontay deal, we can just talk about it real quick. Hopefully this deal helps Zay Flowers a little bit, which you think on the surface it might not, but it's going to take some of that bracket coverage off, I think, Zay a little
Yeah,
bit. So that'll help from that perspective. The real winners here is the running game. It's Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. The Ravens only gave up a fifth to get Deontay Johnson, which is insane. That's like nothing. They just fucking
yeah.
here's a
They
fifth. It's crazy.
Well, it's Carolina, and they get hosed a lot,
They're
and
bad. They're
we
so
fleeced them a
bad.
couple times. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
don't think.
interesting.
Mhm.
Chuba, you think Chuba's going to be next, or he's going to
Yeah,
stick?
let's. I think he'll stick because he's on like a cheapy deal. But if somebody comes knocking with a good offer, I mean, the Carolina Panthers are going nowhere quick. So I wouldn't see why
Yeah,
they wouldn't move. Like everybody should be available on that team. Everybody,
yeah. At
every
this point,
single person. Yeah, outside of the rookies. And
but who
even if
else
they
would you
give a good
grab?
enough offer, who else would I grab off that team?
Yeah, I mean, I
They got
think Chuba
some.
for sure, but like a
Yeah, they got
lineman,
some.
couple linemen,
They
defensive.
got some. Yeah, they got some defensive players on that team. They're pretty good. That I would be interested in for sure. Who's the guy that the Bears were rumored to be in on, and then instead we didn't get him. We got DJ Moore instead. There was a guy on that team. His name is escaping me right now.
Yeah,
Uh, but
I
but
don't remember that one.
look, I think the biggest, real quick for the Ravens, the biggest winners here is the running game. It's Lamar, and then lastly, I think Mark Andrews is actually gonna help Mark Andrews because he
I
doesn't
th-
have to have the heat on him anymore now.
I think
So
he had it. I think he's coming back because I started him last
yeah.
week. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little shaky, but like
Hmm.
he did well. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, cool. That's why I
Yeah.
drafted you. Okay.
And then from the Carolina perspective, if Bryce plays, I don't want anything to do with that team outside of Chupa. But if Andy Dalton plays, I think Xavier Legette. I think
Yeah.
he's going to be solid as their number one now. So, I'm not saying he's going to be, a wide receiver one or wide receiver two, but he definitely should have flex consideration every single week moving forward.
That's what I was gonna say. He's like that
Mhm.
flex dude, depending
Yeah.
matchup dependent. That's the way I would
Yeah.
look at him. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this team sucks covering wide receivers. All right, throw him on
Yeah.
flex. So
Yeah. True. True.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look back really quickly. I know we talked
Sure.
trade real quick there.
Sure.
Our studs and duds, DL. Who did you have as your stud and who was your dud?
I had some really good studs. Jalen Hurts, 3 rushing touchdowns, 236 yards, and 1 passing touchdown. He went
Mm,
freaking off, but I
yeah.
still lost that the person I was playing against by 27 points. Like I had some
Jesus.
people, and I'm gonna list another guy that I had on that team, Marvin Harrison Jr. with 111.
Finally.
Right? It's been a while. I was like, I almost didn't start him, but I was like, fuck it, let's roll.
Yeah.
So 111 yards, 6 receptions, 1 TD. Devon motherfucking AJ. 97 yards rushing, 6 yards receiving, one of those actually counting for a touchdown. And
Hmm.
lastly, in one of my leagues, literally CD Lamb fucking saved my life because he kept me in first place with 146 yards
Huge.
receiving, 2 tutties. That's actually how I lost the other one, but doesn't matter. He was awesome. He was awesome. Real quick, my duds, Blake Bortles, bro. I was like, man, it's tight end week. What the
Like
fuck?
Bowers.
That's what I
That's how you
meant.
know you're a football fan. You fucking name dropping Blake fucking Bortles. That's how I know
Yeah,
you're a real
damn,
fan.
it's been a minute.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think I got too much CTE myself. Anywho, that was it. What about you,
All
man?
right, cool.
Studs.
Yeah, yeah. So my biggest stud this past week. I mean, I had a few to be honest. I have so many teams. I just want to give some flowers to some guys that I routinely shit on. And the biggest guy this year for me has been Kyle Pitts, who I happen to have in the league that nobody wanted him. I tried to trade him to anybody and everybody that for anything. Literally, text every team, called every manager, said, "Hey, you want Kyle Pitts?
No.
Just give me anything." Nobody wanted him. So
Yeah.
what did I do? I started him and he went off
Might as
4
well.
receptions. Yeah, only 4 receptions, but huge ones. Finished with 91 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Fucking
Damn.
awesome.
Okay.
Mhm,
2 T.
mhm,
Okay. That's
mhm. And he had another big play, like taken back on a penalty. So had a huge game. I don't know if this will last, but that offense throws a ton, like 35, 40 times that fucking game.
you
So
know.
I expect him to get looks.
Let's think about it. Like, so we're almost halfway through the NFL season, right? As I've stated before, as we've stated before, like it takes offense to start gelling a little bit longer than it does defense, right? Like you're noticing that now. You're noticing more people getting comfortable, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe Kirk Cousins and Pitts are finally like gelling a little bit more. Mooney's looking fucking amazing, right?
Oh man,
So, I mean,
bro, he threw
don't drop.
58 times. Kirk Cousins 58 times this past game.
That's awesome. So
Yeah, it's
good.
awesome.
So good.
Jesus. Let's
Especially
look
if
at
you
the
have a part
game
of that.
before that. Yeah, the game before that, 35. So you're gonna get 35 passes from him no matter what for the most part. So
Okay.
he's throwing that ball. Another guy I want to give flowers to is Tyrone Tracy. We talked about him a few weeks ago, and
Dude, that actually saved my
oh,
ass in my
did he?
14-man
Nice.
league. Yeah.
Hmm.
Fucking saved it. I mean, that was just like, well, I'll just use them for this week. But yeah.
And you won that game, huh?
Anyways, he did, but I benched him because I was like, oh, I think so and so. Oh, I put Rashad Bateman in because I was like, oh, Zay Flowers is out. They got to throw it to somebody. So I benched him because he was going up against the Steelers. So I wasn't just like, he sucks. It was like, well, I think the Giants are going to be behind,
Yeah.
and I don't think they're going to run it. But I was
I thought
wrong.
that too. I thought that too. I almost started Dalvin Cook. I picked up Dalvin Cook when they benched Rico Dowdle, which I'll get to here in a moment. But hey, love that. Thanks, Byron. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brian.
Byron the
Byron.
man.
Sorry.
That's
I
right.
said it too
Byron the
quick.
man. So I started Tracy. He went off for 145 yards and a TD. Huge monster game. Awesome. Unfortunately, I do want to get to that. He did suffer what people are calling, they're diagnosing it a concussion. So he may or may not play this upcoming week,
It's too
which
fast of a
sucks.
turnaround time. But
Dude, it sucks. He just won the
hold
job
on,
outright.
the doc is beeping me, and he
On your beeper?
said 666
Oh,
because I think we're taking away from his thunder. So don't go too deep.
mm,
'Cause he's watching
I will not. Okay.
from
I will
his
not go too deep.
TV in his
Lastly,
limo. I
DL,
don't know what.
I want to give you an interesting conundrum that occurred Sunday.
Oh,
Rico
do tell.
Dowdle, phantomly, is that a word? Phantomly? Mysteriously is a word.
Oh, I like that better.
Mysteriously
This Halloween.
showed up sick. Sick. He came into the game, listening to music, dancing, moving around, looked good.
Wait,
Came
they
out of
have
the
footage of
tunnel.
him like feeling good. It
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
just
they
like
had
a.
footage. Oh no, there was footage.
Oh shit! Can you
And
pull that up? Oh, sorry.
he came out of the tunnel because he had the flu. And if you have the flu, why would you come out of the tunnel and sign autographs for fans? He signed autographs just before the game, something that's not
That doesn't
super
make
common.
sense.
It's
Yeah,
usually post game or but he came out and signed autographs before the
especially if
game.
you got the
And you'd
flu, you're a
think
dick.
you'd think if you had something that's highly contagious, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this deal. So
Okay.
Rico Dowdle last second was listed inactive. And the Cowboys,
What?
interestingly enough, yeah, they brought up from the practice squad Dalvin Cook. Now,
Who I
makes
had,
you
I
wonder.
bet. Hold on, I had him in like my bench for a while, and then I was like, they're never bringing him up. Whatever, fuck it.
Hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
It
So they
sucked. He
brought
did
him
not look
up,
good.
and he had an amazing game. He probably got like 200 yards and at least one touchdown, right?
Not even have 15 yards. Yeah, it was bad. So
What?
it makes you wonder, why was he mysteriously inactive, and where does Zeke fit in the equation? Well, famously, as you remember, Zeke got paid. He got paid recently, so
By the
he still
boys?
looks.
By the
Oh yeah,
cowgirls?
by the
Boys?
Cowgirls, and he looks bad. He looks washed, bro. He
Oh,
looks
he
washed. He
does.
looks like
Yeah, he looks. He's
it
not like
looks like
a step behind. He's like a good 5. Like
yeah,
not even like.
he's
Oh,
bad right now. It sucks. It
gross.
sucks to
Wait,
see
who?
stars
Time out. Who
do
the
this,
hell is
but yeah,
this? Who is this?
I don't
You know
know.
this?
I don't know.
Get
Nope.
the fuck out
Birds
of here.
guild. No, no, don't. It's cool. It's awesome. Appreciate you,
No,
birds, for
no,
tuning in.
no. Just
Nah, it's
kidding.
cool.
It's all good.
What
I
I
am
will
a
say
Bears fan,
is,
or we are. Anyways,
yeah, we are. What I will say is this: they didn't want to end up with egg on their face and put Zeke inactive. So rather than do that, let's do it to the rookie, and they put Rico as an inactive so that they could elevate Dalvin Cook. And if I'm Rico Dotto, I'll be pissed because
Bro,
you don't want to go
he's
to
like
Zeke and tell him
had
you're inactive because you suck, and we're gonna leave the rookie in, but you're gonna leave the guy they paid millions to. It's kind of like you don't want to. If Cowboys ownership put him inactive, Jerry Jones would be like, I can't believe I gave a guy all this money and now he's inactive.
but like
They just couldn't do it. It's
every
fucking
single
ugly. It's nasty.
talking every single talking head, regardless if it's just analyzing NFL or analyzing fantasy, is like Rico Dotto. I can't wait. Can't wait till they make that change and blah blah blah. Like, and is this also just to put a wrinkle in this? Is this Jerry just trying to save face and be like, but we got Dalvin Cook. He might be just as good as
For
you
close to
know.
nothing. Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, that's exactly
bullshit.
what it is. It's bullshit. It's bullshit
God,
with
he's
the
bad.
Cowboys.
He's just
Yeah,
not.
it's
He's
bad.
not good. Not good at all. Well,
Nah.
that is a good point.
Hmm.
Oh, nice. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning
Thanks, Bird.
in. Thanks,
Appreciate you.
man. Appreciate it. All
Yeah.
right, let's get into it a little bit. What do we got next? We got some news. Got some news. Unless, do you want to talk about your duds?
Yeah.
Or is that it?
That's it's real quickly. And that was Rico Dotto, but it's really the Cowboys. That's it.
Yeah, the Cowboys suck this. Although, is Dak? I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Is Dak? You remember last year? I remember last year because I actually, um, I drafted Dak and I was like so disappointed and this and that. Um, and I was like, okay. And I dropped him. And then the second half of the season, he went off. He was like the guy. He was like one of the best guys, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Great.
Um,
Like
so
after like week 5 on, he was like top
yeah,
2.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, he was the guy. I was like, mother. Anyways, doesn't
Hmm.
matter because no one cares about our teams. But do you think, like, is that switch been going? I mean, has it been
No, he's
flipped?
bad, bro.
Okay, just making
Oh,
sure.
he was not that good. But I will say he did show a sign of life with the way he used CeeDee Lamb. So signs of life in that offense. There, it was there. So what I will say is, I'm hopeful from a fantasy perspective that he has a switch that he flips at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. A switch that he flips
Flip
at some
that
point. But we'll
switch.
see. Yeah, we'll
Flip
see.
it.
I mean,
Um,
honestly, that Cowboys offense looks pedestrian as fuck. Does not look good. Does
Yeah, it is
not look good.
bad. It's real bad. Um,
Yeah,
Not gonna lie, I was in Winston-Salem over the last 4 days
sick.
this past week. It
Yeah.
was awesome. So I didn't really get to watch I didn't get to watch I only got to watch like a handful of games because people were like, let's go do this. Let's go on nature walks and shit. Which is cool. It wasn't bad. A little
That's
break.
cool.
I didn't have to
That's
rip out
cool.
my hair. Anyways, so that's what I was asking because I like only saw the numbers. I'm like, oh shit, maybe Dak's like going off because I didn't get to see the game. But here we go. Let's talk about some
Oh, real quick.
NFL
I do see some studs
news.
that somebody put in the chat.
Oh,
DM
my
or not?
bad. I'm sorry,
You're good.
Tim. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. A little late. Okay, so Tim's stud was Lad motherfucking
Dude, he was good.
McConkey. Dude,
He had a
that
great
was the
game.
guy. Like I was ticking ahead. I had like a fucking like 30-point lead, and then all of a sudden that fucker shows up. So yeah,
Hmm.
he was good. That was good.
What did he do this past week? This past week he had,
He was
let's see here,
fucking firing.
6 targets on
Yep.
6 receptions on 6 targets for 111 yards and
Yeah,
2
dude.
touchdowns. He had a long of 60. Holy shit, he had a
Yeah,
monster
dude.
game.
He had a day. He had a fucking day, bro.
Wow.
Way to go, Tim.
Yeah,
Putting
that's
that
sick. And he
in
picked him up.
Sunday.
Oh man, that's ballsy. How would you have done that? Pick the guy up and just started him right then and there. That's ballsy.
No, I wouldn't have because like he's been kind of like on the should I not start him? He's had some rough weeks like most NFL players, but like he's kind of like
Hmm.
he's risky. But man, way to wear those Titan Platinum underwear. All right, cool. We got another question from Mr. Marcos. Do you think that Dak should have saved his wedding proposal for the off season?
Huh.
I didn't even know
He
that's a thing.
proposed. I didn't even know he proposed.
Dang,
Dak
Marcos.
Prescott's engagement ring details. Prescott still riding on a high after
Whoa,
inking a
you want to share it?
$240 million extension. No, I don't
Can
see
we
that.
see
I
it?
don't see the.
Oh,
No, there's no. I don't see the ring here, but it says riding high after inking a $240 million extension with Dallas at the start of the 2024 season. he splurged on an engagement ring. Prescott reportedly shelled out $1 million to deck out Ramos's ring. He proposed to fiance Sarah Jane Ramos.
You think they got a prenup?
Oh, hold on. There's a video. Let's share it.
Okay, throw it in.
Sorry about that, guys. This is happening live, as many things do. Let's take
I'm
a look.
ready. Here it is. Bam! Look how fast that was. Super fast.
And I'm pretty sure that you are that love of mine. 'Cause I'm in a field of dandelions, wishing on everyone that you would be mine. And I see forever in your
Holy
damn!
I feel okay when I see you smile.
Okay.
Okay.
So the football
talk about
person
it.
in me is like, no distraction.
Yeah.
You can't have
People.
distractions. Got focus. Blah blah blah. But the dad,
Human.
the human side, good for him, man. Awesome, bro.
Fucking awesome.
The
That ring.
way they do it, man.
Holy shit.
Well, yeah, he's probably like, I finally got paid, babe. See, I was gonna ask you, but I had to wait till I got paid. So that's probably what happened.
Which is fair. The fuck.
So to answer
Get it?
your question, what?
They get it. Women get it. Like, fuck, he just got paid. Let the man get paid.
Yeah,
He got
yeah.
paid.
Let the man get paid. Let's go.
Spent a cool million. Holy shit.
Dude, either way, man, good for him. To answer your question, no, whatever, bro. Like, I don't think he was like missing or like throwing interceptions because he was like, oh, what am I gonna say?
Yeah,
On the
no.
golf course.
Do I
Where should I
propose?
do it?
Do I pass the CD or do I propose? What do I do?
Oh my god. Oh shit, I'm gonna get sacked. No, I don't think that happened. So, well, that's cool. Congrats, man. Hopefully you're watching our show because we're so good. Anyways, getting to the news because we got some news. We already talked about it. Deontay Johnson is a Raven. He's heading back to the AFC North. Good for you, bro, because Carolina, you were wasting away and you deserve better. The next one's kind of interesting. The Colts are planning to bench Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco. Finally, smart move. I love it. I'm all for it. There's nothing that would make me go, no, don't do it.
Bro, can we talk about that? He walked out on the team and said he was tired.
He did this.
I need a sub.
He did.
I'm tired.
What quarterback? What fucking quarterback is like, I'm tired. Like, sub me out real quick. You're the quarterback, bro. Like, you're the leader of the team. There's not this. There's none of this. You get some water, bro. Like, no, bro. Fuck that noise. He hasn't been really that great this year. He's been 10 out of 32 passes for only 175 yards and a TD. Mind you, we're like halfway through the season. That's low, bro. Shit.
Real bad.
But really, I think obviously it's that. It's when not only that, he took himself out of the game. He was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down right quick and then I'll be back. So, I mean, sucks because like obviously the Colts got him round 4, I think. Am I saying that right? Somewhere around there. Anyways,
they got him in round 1. He was like the 12th pick in the draft.
Okay. Round 1. All right. Let's go. So yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, could you imagine being on his team? You see your mother, like you're the guy, the franchise quarterback, if you will, tapping out and be like, I'm tired, guys. I'm real tired. Like, I'd be like, I'm fucking tired too. And I'm on a broken ankle and my ribs hurt. No, dude, get your. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all for it. And I think a lot of people are for it because Joe Flacco, like, shit, man, he was looking amazing on the Browns. Speaking of another quarterback that looked awesome, Jameis Winston, bro. They beat
Jameis Winston, bro.
They beat
that guy's awesome. I
Baltimore. I love him too, man.
He's got like this fucking hilarious goofball energy that he doesn't even realize that he's fucking.
They did something on Twitter. I think he like literally did the same thing that like what's his name? Cam Newton did. Like he was just like with a towel on his head and he said the same thing. I don't know. I'm for it. I'm glad he got LASIK eye surgery because he's not, giving up the ball. And it breathes life into Cleveland, especially if you are a Browns fan. You're like, oh, thank
Did
God
you
we
hear
got
what he
rid
said?
of the toucher. What?
He's got so many quotes. He was like, before the game started, he was in the tunnel with his teammates, and he was like, "We gotta go out there and play. We gotta go out there and score. We gotta do it for the decal on our helmets." Oh wait, we don't have a decal on our helmets. We gotta do it for our helmets. We gotta do it for the team. It was hilarious, bro. The guy is just,
So
oh my
you
god,
think,
he's so
you know,
goofy, bro.
so he like wrote the monologue, or was he like legit like, oh shit, we don't got a decal?
No, he
Either
literally was
way,
like,
man, good for you,
oh,
bro.
hilarious.
I think he believes it too. Awesome. And
I
really,
believe
like
too, yeah.
that's the biggest news. There's been some updates on injuries, which the doc will get to, but yeah, I was expecting more trades. I'm shocked it's still. I
Coming.
mean, what they still got until November 1st, so maybe they're like really trying to like maybe it's getting hot. Maybe that
Anything?
stove is starting to heat up, as they say in
Is
baseball.
there anything you think may come? Anything you believe that could happen? Just curious, like if there are any players out there on bad teams that you're curious
I
about.
would love if the Bears got Myles Garrett, which they won't, but it would be awesome.
Not after that game. I'm not even. We don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to touch it on 10
Oh,
football.
like I'm still coming down from it. I was listening in the airport on like
Oh
my
boy, did you get a chance to watch it? How it happened?
no, and
Okay, don't eat. Let's not.
I was going to. I was like, I'm gonna watch it when I get home. Like, no, that's a bad idea. And I was like, I saw highlights. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. I listened to it. I was like really excited because they start. Anyways, Tajon Stevenson, you motherfucker. You know he's gonna
Tyreek.
be
Yeah.
known. Tyreek. He's gonna be known for that for the rest of his fucking career. They're gonna show that highlight so many goddamn times, like not just this year, but like every
Forever.
time
It
they
sucks
bring up his name.
because he's
Every
good.
time.
He's actually good. It
He's good,
sucks.
but
But if I
bro,
were the Bears, how do I discipline him? I think I would sit
bench.
him probably
I'd bench him.
the first half of the game. I'd bench him for the first half of the game.
I mean, I know they need a like. I mean, you can't,
They
they
need
gotta
him.
win, but they need
He's
him. But
good.
like,
He's
bro,
like legitimately good. It is what it is.
oh,
I do want to say
I was thinking about this too. You're right, Timmy. Herbert has to get traded. And that's another thing. Why the fuck would you put in the backup goddamn center
I don't even
when you
don't even get
have
there.
Herbert?
I cry.
You have a guy who runs down motherfucking hill, and you're gonna put the guy who has like his wrists taped up. His wrists are fucking taped. He's a goddamn center, and you're being cute, mind you. You're behind. The defense got you an opportunity, and you're like, oh, let's do this one, like the fridge. Now, you only do that play if you're beating the shit out of the Commanders, and you're like, well, fuck it, let's give this a let's give a little wrinkle. Like, not when you have to fucking score. I don't like Shane. I don't. Waldron, don't like him. Do not like him. And what the fuck do they do on the bye week? That's what I want to know. What'd you guys do? Like, were you guys just like playing slap ass? Like, oh yeah, we're up 4-2. All right, we're gonna beat the shit out of the Commanders. Which honestly, I think every Bears fan thought. And you know what? That's what you get for. Anyways, I'm done. Sorry, rant
I'm this
over.
close of taking the entire fucking coaching staff to the woodshed. This fucking close.
They should have. They fucking should have. Honestly, especially I don't. And whose idea was it to get Shaden Waldron? Because I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. We're gonna use the tight end. You know how many times they targeted Cole Kmet? One time. And when they did target him, he caught the ball and ran it for 14 fucking yards. It wasn't just like, oh, he got like, it was like 3rd and 3. No, the fucker went 14 yards. And then that was it.
Take a positive out of it. Here's the positive I'll take out of it.
Go ahead.
Because it was a negative. It was a negative for like 3/4 of that game. Caleb continues to find a way
improve. Yep.
and to get them in position to win. He continues to, bro. He had 2 drives at the end of that game, and where he got them down to the 5-yard line.
Yep. And that's
he sucked for 3/4 of that game.
At one angle, I don't know how he does. Not only that, you know what? The whole time I was listening to it, and they just kept kicking field goals, and they were up by like 12. it was the first time being a Bears fan where I was like, I'm not worried. We'll come back. Like
Right.
that was my mentality because I'm like, it's Caleb Williams, dude. He's gonna come back. He's not gonna give up, which he honestly could have packed it in and been like, fuck it. But he came back. And then I'm not even gonna blame the defense. I mean, I'm just
No,
gonna
they did their job. They held them to fucking
Dude,
4 field goals.
they
Like,
especially that last drive, they're like, man, fuck y'all. And yeah. And just to put a bow on it, like it was stupid. And it's the age-old thing, like don't celebrate until the clock hits zeros. Like it's taught in
don't count your
every
chickens.
fucking sport.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that
Mhm.
shit. I mean, I get it. I can kind of see why he did. And not only that, the fact that he taunted them and then he's the guy that tipped the ball to like that is, bro, how do you come back from that?
He had a
Like
public apology
I saw
on
that. I
Twitter.
saw that on Twitter, but I'm like, fuck your apology, bro. Like, fuck it.
I
Like,
mean,
get your
he
head in the goddamn game. Like, get your head in the game. Like, it's it's coming. Like, you know the play is fucking coming. Like, you're not stupid. You know they're gonna try to get it to their best player, right? So there's that. And how the fuck how does someone get behind you? Oh, because you're too busy fucking like being an idiot and taunting fans. Fans. Fuck that. Stupid. Not only that, there was anyways. Not gonna relive it because every Bears fan's probably heard this. And if you're not a Bears fan, you probably could give two shits at this point, right? It's over. But all those people that were like, "Oh, see, told you, Caleb's a bust." Go fuck yourself. Jaden Daniel, like he's good, but hey, maybe this is like one of those like Brady versus something kind of thing. What you got? Oh. No. Don't do this.
tough. Tough look. Real
bro.
quick, Tuesday, November 5th. It's upcoming.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to do a show that day. It is the election day. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. It is the day of the election. It also is the NFL trade deadline day. Same day.
Yeah. We shall see.
We'll talk.
We'll
Yeah,
talk.
we'll talk. All right, yeah. We got a lot of shows still to go.
All right. You know what? He's here.
It is time. It is time. Folks, we know why you're here. Let's get to the injuries. That's right, phony homies. The doc is in the house. He's just dropping off his bags because he's actually staying at DL's house tonight, believe it or not. Look at him. There he is. Doc, how's it going? How's it hanging?
It's hanging loose and to the left. How have you been? How was I don't
Good.
know.
I've been better.
Did you get out of your mom's basement yet?
Yeah, I'm out.
Are you in your mom's basement now?
No, this is my house.
Okay, great. I'm in the basement too.
Oh, is that your mom's basement?
No.
Is that some mom's basement somewhere?
I mean, it's just. Anyways, that's not why I'm here to talk about injuries, not Dustin's wife. I'm sorry. Anyways, okay. So, big news in the injuries.
Jesus, what have you been doing, Doc?
Nasal drip, a little too much yayo. Stephon Diggs is out for the rest of the season after he suffered a torn ACL, even in the win versus the Colts. Which, I mean, if you're gonna go out with a tear. Next in Green Bay. Not a dad, but someday. I hope I never have to. Jordan Love was officially listed as questionable because he hurt his groin, but questionable to return with a groin injury, but did not return to the contest. However, the MRI showed it was not a major injury and is just a strain to his ball sack. He's considered day-to-day, so you want to look. Hey, you want to monitor this day-to-day for his potential to play. He went down awkwardly on his leg in the second half, which led to Malik Williams coming in at the quarterback. So
Willis, you're just as bad as DL at names.
Williams. He shortened it because of Kwanzaa. Anyways, moving on to Jacksonville Jags, right? Another season injury to these wide receivers. They're dropping like flies. Christian Kirk, shoulder. The Jags lost a number of pass catchers on Sunday, including Kirk. He was ruled out with a shoulder injury and later reported to have suffered a broken collarbone. Damn, dude. That sucks. You ever broke your collarbone?
Are you kidding me? No, I
Yeah,
never
me
have.
either. Yeah, me either. I don't know what it's like. Brian Thomas Jr., the only actually decent player on that team, he hurt his chest. The first round rookie receiver was declared questionable after suffering a chest injury versus the Slackers. Man, fuck the Packers, dude. You green eating motherfucker.
You too? Jesus.
But so he didn't return. So he is considered day-to-day with a contusion on the left side of his chest. Ooh. You know what a contusion is?
Yeah, like a bruise, like a.
No, there's like fluid too, man. It's not just the
Eesh.
bruise. There's like fluid. That's not comfortable. However,
East.
I
said East.
the MR
Contusion.
did not didn't show anything severe. So that's good. There is a chance he could play this week, per the head coach. But we know how this goes, week to week, day to day, month to month. Oh, he's on IR. So monitor that pretty closely. And for the Jackson, they really did lose like their whole receiving core because Gabe Davis hurt his shoulder too. The Jags wideout was initially declared questionable to return due to shoulder injury, but was later ruled out. So we got a banged up wide receivers on those Jacksonville Jaguars. So may have to go after some wide receivers on that waiver. Moving on to the New England Patriots, Drake May is dealing with a concussion. So Patriots quarterback was examined in the blue tent after taking a hard hit to the head in the second quarter versus the Jets. And so, yeah, he's questionable. Chris Olave, man, this dude just keeps getting the crap kicked out of him. He hurt his head after taking a big hit midway through the first quarter. The receiver was checked out in the tent with me. I was asking him, does he prefer Snickers or is he more of a Skittles kid? He likes Skittles. The Saints say he was evaluated for a concussion and cleared to return. So there you go. Eat your Skittles, kids. 49ers, huge updates and tragedies. So bad news first. Jordan Mason's shoulder, still dealing. Man, the poor guy, dealing with a lot. So Mason left the second quarter and did not return. Shanahan, the head coach, said maybe could have returned to the game. Nah, I don't think so. Thank God they're on a bye this week. Deebo Samuel, who last week got pneumonia and was hospitalized, and then he still played this game. That dude, wow.
Yeah, beast.
Fucking beast. Impressed. Samuel was listed as questionable to return. Samuel was recently, I already said that. Thank God he's on a bye, bro. It's just left and right, bro.
Needed it. That whole team, man, it's fucking walking wounded.
However, there is a bright, the light of the tunnel. The end of the tunnel is starting to get a little brighter because Christian McCaffrey, obviously he's been dealing with his Achilles, both of them. Head coach Kyle Shanahan. That's what I thought. Said that McCaffrey is going to hit it hard this week with some simulated practice workouts to ramp up while the 49ers are on a bye. The aim is for him to practice next week if all goes well. So, any teams that have been just waiting probably are like really excited. Hopefully you're not dead last. because good Lord, that would suck to finally get it. And then, hey, that's it. That's all. So those are the injuries. Pretty brutal if you have anyone from Jacksonville. Overall, just monitor those reports and feel free to call JC and he can let me know if you have questions.
You never call me.
Huh?
Exactly.
You're cutting out.
Big.
Oh,
Exactly.
you know what? You know what? I think it's time for me
son
to
of a
pee.
bitch.
I'll see you later.
See you later, you bastard. Hopefully you and DL can have some fun time tonight. Anyway, guys, thanks to the doc as always for his pro bono work that he does for us. We told him we'd pay him, but we just haven't had the sponsorship deals yet. So let's see what happens. Anyway, now it's time to get to why you're here. It's time for waivers. DL should be back any second now. DL, hey, how's it going?
That son of a bitch, man. He's pretty rude. You ever notice?
I know, man.
And you know what? He used to be funny. He's not funny anymore.
What happened? He's so serious.
I don't know if he's serious. I don't know if it was like the wombats or what.
I heard he's in hot water with his whole Diddy trial stuff, so he's trying to be cautious with his words. What I heard.
I guess, but like even some of his jokes talking about mom's basement, my wife, like
yeah,
bro,
what's up with that? Yeah, I was kind of upset with that.
That's lame.
That's what it is.
He's being a dick.
Is
Anyways,
yeah, is what it is. DL, it's a loaded
Yes.
waiver list today, and let's get to it. Let's start off with the quarterbacks.
Who's
First
on
guy
bye
we're gonna
this
go ahead and
week?
recommend.
Sorry.
That's an interesting question. No, you're good. Interesting question. There's a few teams on bye this week. Okay, I'm showing the teams this week.
Steelers.
Jesus.
Only 2 teams.
Really? I thought it was more. You're probably right.
That's what I thought too.
Okay. I'm showing the Steelers and 49ers. You're right.
Yeah, 2 teams. Steelers and 49ers. However,
hot tip. If you can go get a guy from those teams right now.
Oh yeah, they're desperate. They're fucking desperate right now.
Those GMs who are hurting right now, who need wins.
A Jawan Jennings. Maybe you can grab him real sneakily. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you could go get Najee Harris for next to nothing. Maybe you could get George Pickens. A small discount.
Bro. Okay.
So saying a few guys out there that are available. Maybe you get Deebo Samuel. Who knows? Who knows? With that said, let's get to quarterbacks. First guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is none other than Matthew Stafford. He's rostered in 49% of leagues. And let's talk about why we're recommending him.
Okay.
Number one, he just got Puka and Cooper Kupp back officially. They're healthy. He posted a season high 24.7 fantasy points against the Vikings last Thursday. And that makes him QB5 for the week this past week. So he definitely has a high ceiling, high floor kind of guy. A guy who is going to be solid. He'll probably get you no matter what, 17 points every week moving forward. For the most part, probably the average. But it's a guy who I'm definitely excited for moving forward now that he's got all his weapons back. And that the Rams are winning, it helps because hopefully they don't sell. And as long as they don't sell, then more reason for Matthew Stafford to be good the remainder of the season.
Bro,
it's been kind of rough, but he looks good now.
I didn't even hesitate to throw in Puka. I was like, you're off IR, get your ass in there. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. Even if I lose, whatever, bro. You're getting in. And I didn't. I picked up right where he left off. Like Stafford, like, man, there's a big rumor he might have went to the Vikings. So I'm really glad he's not.
Or of Cooper Kupp getting traded. And now those rumors are starting to go away now that they're winning. So funny how that works.
Yeah, right. Next we got Bo next, rostered at 14%. He's been putting together a lot of really good weeks, like 20-point weeks. So I feel like he's starting to gel a little bit. He was making plays. He got a TD and 60 plus yards in each of the last 4 games. He's going up against the Ravens defense that is a shell of its former self, having been sliced and diced by our boy Jameson Winston. I think. What do you think? He should be rostered.
Good. No, absolutely. He's my starting quarterback the rest of the way in a league.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Let's go,
it's
baby.
crazy putting my everything into a
Let
rookie like that, but I have to.
let's ride.
Let's ride, Broncos
Let's
country. Let's
ride,
ride.
baby.
Now, and honestly, interestingly enough, something that I don't think we talk about enough is how Bo Nix can run too.
Yeah.
You know, he has what's he have?
Mobile quarterback. Mobile
He's been
quarterback,
rushing
bro.
for a touchdown or 60 plus yards in each of his
Yeah.
last 4 games, either a
That's fine.
touchdown or 60 plus yards. So, I mean, 6 points from his legs or from running a touchdown in, not bad. Add
Bro,
that
what did
to
we
what he's
say?
averaging, you know.
Well, you weren't a part of our draft, but
Mhm.
when we did draft, one of the things I said was like, I want a mobile quarterback. I don't care if it's standard, PPR, or whatever, because they all count, right? Obviously,
Mhm.
PPR more, but you want that mobility, especially when things break down. And rookies, what do they go do? They go to their legs when they're like, ah, shit, gotta go.
Mhm.
So I agree.
True.
What do you think about Derek Carr?
Oh, interesting. Another guy we're going to go ahead and recommend. He's finally coming back from that injury that he suffered a few weeks ago. I think he had an oblique injury, if I'm not mistaken, DL. But as soon as he comes back, he's going to be the starter because it's been bad there. The two quarterbacks they had, their Rattler was bad, and now it's time for
Trash, bro.
Carr to come back.
So bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the Saints' offense has been pretty bad with him sideline. They've only had 18 points the last 2 games combined. Combined. So, averaging 9 points during a game during his absence. When Carr was healthy, he dropped 21 points on Carolina, and he's playing against them this week. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they do need a bounce back. I mean, they started out of the gate like really strong. I was like, holy shit, the Saints, man, they're looking. I mean, you wanted a piece of that action, like whoever it was, Kamara or Olave or whoever, man, like you wanted that.
Mhm.
So awesome. I'm glad he's back at the helm. We're gonna go with our last recommendation for quarterback. And that's Jameson Winston. He's 0.4% roster. What are you
Jameis,
laughing at?
Jameis
I'm
Winston.
gonna call him Jameson.
Jameis. Think about that way. Jameis Winston.
No, I like Jameson. But you're right. It
Hi.
is Jameis. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like I'll say Richard, but I won't say Richardson. And then like
Yeah.
Jameis, I'll call it Jameson. I don't know. Maybe it's weird. I got stuff wrong with me. Anyways, this guy I'm really excited about. Especially like if you're dealing with like a Jordan Love kind of issue, or you're just kind of like, or maybe you have Anthony Richardson and you were like really hoping that he was going to be great. He's the number 1 over pick back in 2015. Remember that draft?
Yep. I remember that.
Who'd we get?
He got in trouble for stealing some crab legs. Remember that?
Oh, what? Yeah, I remember that. Goofball. Anyways, so yeah, he gave the Browns a spark, bro. Like I feel like every Browns fan was like, "Oh, thank God, get rid of the toucher." So
Mhm.
basically, I mean, he threw for 334 yards, the most of any QB in Week 8. And this dude's just coming off the bench. He had 3 TDs and the only one turnover. Okay, it's all right, man. A little rust, but that was looking good. Yeah, he's the fantasy QB number 8 in this week. Yeah, so I'm for it, especially if you're dealing with those buys, man. If you don't have Purdy, or Wilson, I don't know. Anyways,
I mean,
this is
some
a
people
guy I
are
always
starting
target.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, it depends if it's a deep league or not. I had Russell Wilson in the league, so it's what it
How's
is.
he doing?
Yeah, he's been solid actually since he's been starting. So
Okay,
it is what it is. Deal. Let's flip over to running backs. First guy we're
sure.
gonna go ahead and recommend is Tyler Algier. Rostered at 9%. We've talked about Algier in the past. He's the second running back, on the Falcons. He's the backup to Bijan Robinson. Clearly, but he might be, your best option in some cases. He scored just 8.8 fantasy points in his last 2 games combined, but we don't have to look too far back to see what he's capable of doing against poor running defenses. If Atlanta takes a early lead and holds on to it, if it's a blowout, I could definitely see Algier leading the way in touches in a game like that, just to keep Bijan, healthy and keep him fresh for the stretch run of these games. Last time that they had that opportunity to have Algier run, he shredded the Carolina Panthers for 19.8
He's
points
a good
in Week
back, bro.
6. Mm-hmm.
He's a
No,
great
honestly,
back.
he would start on some teams, but can't because he's got Bijan there. Super talented, a guy that I'm a fan of. Love watching him run. If he gets 10 touches in a game, I would expect that he gets, averages maybe 6 yards a carry. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So 60
One of
yards, maybe
them,
a touchdown.
yeah, maybe a TD,
Mm-hmm.
a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna go over to Isaac Guerrero. Thank you. I like the little. It's nice. That's fucking teamwork. However, the 49ers are on a bye, so this might be like a little bench stash, maybe. I don't know, because you got to see how everything shakes out with, McCaffrey coming back. Obviously, he's beat up, bro. That poor guy. Like, I felt bad. He like just got over one thing, which maybe he got over, and now he's banged up. So this might be like, if you're in a deep league, and you're doing well, like maybe you're in first place or something, and you're just like kind of like a wait and see. That's the way I'm approaching it. Kind of like he's only rostered at 2%. Might be worth it, but the following week, next week, not week 10, if both Mason and McCaffrey are out, this might be your guy. So beware. Depends on how desperate you really are for running back.
Oh, some people are desperate. Trust me.
Yeah, hey,
are out here
fantasy, bro. I feel it.
desperate. No, I get it. All right, DL, let's report to wide receivers. First guy we're going to go ahead and name is a guy who I don't think should be on waiver wires. We threw him in here because he's just 53% rostered, so 3% over our limit. But Keon Coleman, interesting rookie. The rookie, he just had a huge game this past week. 2 weeks ago, he had a 16.5 point game. And now he outdid himself by having 70 yards and a touchdown against the Seahawks, finishing for 18 points. He looks really good, and I was initially afraid when the Bills got Amari Cooper, but now that you get to see that Amari Cooper is taking away some of the focal defense, like they're focusing on Amari Cooper more, and it's allowing Keon Coleman to open up and get more touches, and get touches like further downfield. Super excited about what Keon Coleman's been able to do, and it would not surprise me if he finishes as the number one receiver on this team.
No, definitely. I think I grabbed him late in a draft, and then I had to get rid of him because it was like he was taking up a spot. So, but it is nice to see that he's starting to gel, and especially like you said, like Amari Cooper's kind of like maybe a decoy. I mean, obviously if the play breaks down. So yeah, I would grab him. We're gonna head over to Cleveland Browns now. Cedric Tillman is rostered at 2%. This guy is coming on strong ever since the toucher left. And we also have Elijah Moore, who's rostered at 0.3%. Obviously, I'm trying to grab Tillman in any possibility I can. He's obviously the wide receiver one. Yeah, and I think he's definitely got a really good rapport with Jameis Winston.
Jameis, you want to send everything, Jameis. That's funny.
Anyways, so I feel like that's the guy I would go for. But Elijah Moore is still there as well too. You're gonna see more of actually positive QB play, I would say, because Winston wasn't. Anyways, I think it's gonna be great. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Anything to add? I think to me, Cedric Tillman is the number one guy to grab at wide receiver. That's my little take.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I'd rather have Tillman over Jerry Jeudy or Elijah Moore.
Makes sense. Our last guy is Parker Washington. Makes sense. He plays for the Jags, and the Jags have no wide receivers. Like you heard from the doc, pretty much they're all hurt. They're all banged up. So it's going to be interesting to see who actually gets the go. But this is a guy. No one has him. Nobody. Not a soul. So yeah, I already talked about that. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to be the wide receiver one, right? But he's going up against the Eagles. However, the Eagles secondary hasn't been like that, like elite, I would say. And Darius Slay actually, he hurt himself. He hurt his groin or something. So he may or may not be in the game. So if you're desperate, deep league, or if you had like a Christian Kirk, right? Yes, Christian Kirk, or if you need to pivot because Brian Thomas Jr., you're just not too sure about, this is your guy.
I would agree.
Okay, moving on. Oh, my favorite tight ends. And I love this
Yeah,
guy.
let's
I
jump to tight
love
ends.
this guy. Okay,
Guy
so
we're gonna
I grabbed
recommend is
him.
Cade. Yeah.
Grabbed him on a whim, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it was on a whim. We had a whole segment about him 2 weeks ago, and I had said
Oh
about how when
yeah,
they
it
play
was
the
2 weeks ago. Okay.
when they play the Ravens, they give up the most points to tight ends, and we had a breakdown of how to look at target share and whatnot, and a few other things. But Cade Otton
Take
has
a
been
look
really
back at
good
our
since
previous episodes.
since that episode. The guy's been playing with his hair on fire. This is what I would say about Cade Otton. He was the number one tight end in fantasy in week 8 and has been a top 5 tight end in each of his last 2 weeks. Since week 2, Brock Bowers is the only tight end who has seen more targets. He has 57 targets since week 2 than Cade Otton. So with Mike Evans still out and not expected to come back until probably week 11, Cade Otton is probably the best target, the number one target on that offense, and a guy that Baker Mayfield is relying heavily on. Go get Cade Otton and start him. He's must start.
I must start. I must throw him in there. You're good to go, especially, like you mentioned, Godwin and Evans. They're not coming back. I think
Evans
the
out for the year.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. But Evans, right? They talked about like bringing him back after the bye. So this is probably your last time to see like Otton really like be the guy. Not saying he's gonna fade when Evans comes back, but I see most productions coming this week. So awesome. Moving on. Another guy that I just grabbed randomly, Zach Ertz. Like he's coming back from the dead, bro. He's rostered at 30%. Now the thing with Ertz, right? He's just kind of like that steady point kind of guy, right? He's not going to be flashy. He's not going to be like, oh my god, look at him go, but he's going to get you like at least 10 points. And he's actually done that. He did it against the Giants. And throughout the season, he's just been that steady Eddie. I actually picked him up because Mark Andrews was just not being him. So I was like, all right, this is a safe bet. So that's kind of like my advice. Like he's your safe bet tight end. Especially if I don't know, if you are Kittle manager, this might be a guy that you want to plug and play.
Agreed. Next guy we're going to recommend, who I'm not happy we're recommending him, but here we are recommending him. I believe he's 34 years old. Taysom Hill.
I hate 77%.
Yeah, 7% rostered. Hill returned from the rib injury in week 8 and saw a season high 4 targets. He did have 29 offensive snaps, so he was in there for a bunch of snaps, but only got 4 targets. He did convert on those, and he turned those into 6 points. But maybe it's a sign of things to come. The Saints go up against a crappy Panthers team, and anyone who plays the Panthers usually eats. So it might be good for a spot start. And you might see him pass a play, one play.
You know what? You know why I hate Taysom Hill? Is because he's a vulture.
He
You know what
is a
happens?
vulture.
You'll see Kamara, he does all the fucking dirty work, and then they get to the line and you see that big tall bastard come in who's like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do. And he always scores. Fucker.
He always takes away fucking touchdowns from your players. Yeah, I know. Sucks. I've been
Dude,
vultured
we're
by
doing
Taysom Hill
good.
before.
We're getting to that, and we've only been on for an hour. Wow, we're picking up the pace.
Look at that. Look at that.
We're getting
Let's
smoother.
finish off. Yeah, let's finish off with defenses. DL.
Sure.
Who's the first defense we're going to recommend?
We're going to go with those Saints because they're going up against the Carolina shittards. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like this reminds me, and I've said it before, like, back in the day, probably like 5 years ago, like you just picked up any defense that was going against the Raiders. That's how I feel. Who's ever playing against Carolina, pick up their defense. And we're going to go with the Saints. Now, they've been struggling. I'm not going to say like you're going to see like they're going to ball out, but it is against the Panthers. They're only 31% roster. But there's a chance that they get a couple takeaways, get a couple sacks, and that's what you're looking for, folks. You want those points. And I don't see the Carolina Panthers putting up a lot of points. So grab that D.
Go to the next team. This guy didn't even mean to do it. Just came out that way. Next team we're going to recommend is the Washington Commanders. 6-2. I'm going to be real quick because I'm not happy with the Commanders right now. They're 11% rostered. Washington has been one of the best defenses over the past 4 weeks, averaging 9.2 fantasy points per game.
Crazy.
Yeah. The Commanders had 2 big games over that stretch of games against 2 of the worst offenses in the league. the Browns and the Panthers. The schedule gods did smile on them, and now this week they play against the Giants, a team that they could definitely get you 7+ points against from a defensive standpoint, and you want that. So recommending the Commanders.
I'm hoping Malik Neighbors just has a day. That's what I'm hoping. Just
That'd
like,
be nice.
man,
You
slow
and
these
everybody
fuckers
else here.
down. Yeah. Anyways,
That would be
fuck you,
that'd be
Manders.
really nice. I wish it was fucking possible, but we'll see what happens. If they could get the ball to Malik Neighbors, that's the problem. They just
Yeah.
can't find a way to get him the ball. So
Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because like everybody fucking knows you're gonna throw it there.
It's ridiculous. Bad quarterback play. It's fucking
maybe
ruining
you
the league sometimes.
Shouldn't have extended him. Probably should have kept Saquon. And then you would have had Saquon and you would have had fucking Malik Neighbors. Fucking idiots. Anyways,
imagine.
That's it. That's our episode, bro.
Yeah, deal. We flew through that one.
I think we're hitting. Oh, hold on. I see the chat bubble. May have missed one. Oh, got one from Nick Johnston.
What's up, Nick?
He's an awesome dude. Just traded Devontae Adams for Devontae Smith. Did I get cooked? Or are we both eating?
Good question. I don't like what I've seen from that Jets offense, to be honest with you. I think you got a guy who's better, but only slightly.
Yeah, I would agree. Just because I think I would agree to that. Honestly, because I could go back and forth, but the Jets, honestly, Rodgers' play has sucked. Their offensive line sucks, so it's gonna be hard to get him the ball. But hey, maybe they start gelling, and maybe I don't know. Maybe Rodgers goes into a deep dark hole, and they put the backup in.
And then an ayahuasca trip. Who knows?
We also got some context. For context, I already had Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson drafted, all three. So the Jets trading for Adams is real life killing. That does suck, bro. Because what are you supposed to? Why would you bench any of those guys? Maybe you can flip Garrett Wilson. I don't know.
Yeah, imagine when they have a bye, he's just fucked. So terrible.
Just
sucks.
Oh,
so he had to do that. He had to diversify that fantasy option portfolio that he had there. But I think he did good. I think he got a guy of equivalent value with potentially more upside.
I mean, honestly, Devontae Smith, I've had him a couple years. He's really booster or boom, but when he booms, he booms real hard. And he might get. I mean, that was his first game back. No. This past week?
No, you know what? I think you're right. He was in for 2 weeks.
Just he's probably getting back into the rhythm of it. It just sucks that their head coach is a fucking d-bag. But honestly, I don't think it's a horrible trade. And I don't really see Rodgers isn't Rodgers from the past, and he's trying to he got his coaches fired. He got Devontae Adams, and it just isn't working. It's not working, bro. Anyways,
no, it's not. Let me give you an interesting trade target. If the Devontae Smith for Nick, our buddy Nick, see if you could try to flip Devontae Smith for maybe Terry McLaurin, maybe George Pickens, maybe a Marvin Harrison, who I think might come on here soon. I think he's starting to come on now. Finally, those are some interesting names. Finally, another guy who was hurt this past week, who would be interesting to go get. See if you can go get T. Higgins. I'd rather have T. Higgins.
Oh yeah, T is getting targeted a lot more than Chase, and that's a good one. I like what you said out of those guys. I would definitely recommend Terry McLaurin or Scary Terry and T. Higgins. T. Higgins is coming on very, very strong the last games. He's getting most of the target shares.
Out. And he was out this past week.
Who?
Maybe that T. Higgins was out this past week.
He was?
Maybe you can get that T. Higgins manager to get kind of scared and be like, oh, I need to make this trade. Who knows?
Yeah. And
it's some interesting names.
He probably sees them at that value. All right. Good talk. Good talk. Oh, whoa. Maybe Nick, you know what? Nick is watching because he told me he was.
There you go.
I do like me some Scary Terry. That's what I'm saying, dude. And bro, those deep balls are not going away anytime soon. So like it.
Nope, not at all.
Thanks for tuning in, Nick. Thanks for the questions. Love it.
Yeah, appreciate everybody's questions today. They've been great. Yeah, DL.
tough.
That's it for today's show. Remember
Oh,
to
man.
shoot your start sit questions to us,
It's
Pony Homies. You can do that by tweeting us, DL. Where can they tweet us?
At tweet FFG on
Pretty
X or
pretty
Twitter.
easy. Yeah, I think X, whatever. I'm trying to get used to saying it.
Nope.
And then DL, if they do have those questions for us, what is the hashtag that we always get trending?
Ask us FFG. It just blows up every Sunday morning.
Every Sunday morning. I don't even know
tough
what
to
questions
keep up
to ask or what
sometimes.
questions to answer. It's crazy.
But
Yeah,
we're
or
here
if you
for
don't
ya.
want to send us, yeah, we are. If you don't want to send us questions via X, maybe you want to send us an email. DL, where can they send those emails?
Ask us ffg@gmail.com.
Or finally, DL, if they want to leave me a voicemail or call live on air, been waiting for a call. DL,
No
where
one
can they
called?
send it?
Wow,
Nobody
guys,
called.
you gotta start
My
calling.
grandma called, but that's all.
She okay?
Yeah,
How's
she's
his hip? Hip okay?
She's good. She's
Okay,
good.
area code
Doc-
708-655-4508. It's open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So get your questions in, text, leave voicemails. Just keep them.
23 and a half hours a day. Need that half hour for that me time, you know?
You gotta.
I
Okay.
forgot, you know.
That's it.
That's it, DL. That's it.
That's it. Bye.
Bye.
That's
See you
it.
guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
Smash
the notification button. Bye.